Hey, it's Chris. It's gonna be a short one today. Um, the David Price on the Redwood team sent out this tweet. I'm sharing. Okay. Sent out this tweet that Redwood and Versal may be a thing coming up. So I'll retweet it and like it. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good thing. I'm going to give it a try and see if we can figure out email. So Versal Redwood. And it's Chris. It's Chris. I'm a freelancer in Raleigh, and we're working on a Redwood application. If you haven't seen some of my previous videos, if you want to follow me, I am Slinging Divs on Twitter, and I've been posting on Twitch mainly, and I've got a YouTube channel that I update every once in a while. So, there's been a bunch of signups recently. Versal / Redwood. Versal website. Don't see it on that. So it hasn't been going that long. Let's see if they've got it announced on Versal's website. Yeah, not listed up there. Maybe in this custom build. Let's. Announced on Redwoods. Oh, there's a hackathon on Friday. I won't be able to do it, but if you're into Redwood, you should maybe give it a try and or just try it out. Follow that. It must be something that they're talking about internally. Well, let's give this a try. Okay, so can you hear me? Yeah. Not even checking my stream. A bit wiped out. I just mowed the grass, and the heat index is like 100 degrees outside, so. All right, so my app is CS Ellis Grocery. That's where I've been pushing. Let's try boarding. Is it private? Couldn't find the Git repository. I think that I've got this private, but I think I'm signed in on Versal. Hey Adam, how's it going? Made you a mod. So, let me show you. So I got a tweet today from David Price at Redwood that Redwood is now going to be a thing with Versal. Have you seen Versal before? They got it on their Twitter. Okay, Versal used to be Zeit. Zeit.co. And it is now, here's some of my other apps. It's now Versal. They got an influx of a lot of money, and they, I don't see any like thing from them mentioning it. But they've got a really great infrastructure for throwing out. It's kind of like Netlify. So they've got a pretty good infrastructure for throwing out apps. Trying to figure this out. Enter the URL of a Git repository to deploy it, but this does not appear to be working. So I don't know if I'm being daft. But this is the repository, so CS Ellis Grocery. But I can't get... Yeah, it's not working yet. So... Let's see. Yeah, so like Netlify... Have you used Netlify before? I'm gonna pull up both because I've got them on both teams. So Netlify and Versal, they host. So here's a website that I have hosted on Netlify. It was a newsletter that I was running for about 8 months called NC Tech Scene. And they increase the size. So this is a Gatsby site, and they host, like I was doing this every Friday. But they host the site, and they're Jamstack sites. So um, that Jamstack stands for JavaScript API, and oh man, I've been mowing the grass outside. I'm like a bit wiped out. Um, Markup. Um, so, like for instance, this NC Tech scene is Gatsby, and it uses markup. Um, so I've got a lot of markup files in here. Yeah, contents, issues. So each of these are markdown files that are the layout for the the news articles, and then I could copy the HTML to send out over Mailchimp. How is the audio? Because I messed around with the audio settings. Cool. I changed what. Oh, I just got your message about streaming. Yeah. Um, yeah. So I had some stuff to do, and I didn't know whether I would. I didn't get the message in my on my phone, but I didn't know whether I would have time to. So that's Netlify. Another site that I have up is this COVID site. Um, this might actually be out of date. So this is marked down as well. This is Gatsby, but this is the state that I live in the U.S., North Carolina. And when COVID first started out, like back in March, um, there wasn't like a real easy way to follow the number of cases in the county that you were in. Um, they hadn't a lot of the like data analysts hadn't put out stuff that would make it easy to follow. So I made this site available for people to track which county, and then you can follow. Like I live in Wake County, but I work in Johnston County, so you can save the county and see number of deaths. Now a lot of people have got more sites out, and more information. So I stopped running. Plus, my information was less up to date than some of the other sources because it's Jamstack. The way these build is it builds the site as a static site. So that information is built into the page, which makes it fast. But every time that you change the information, you have to reload it. So it makes the pages fast, but you have to rebuild them every time that there's a big change in data. So it's not it's not a very good choice for sites with millions of pages, because it has to rebuild. The way they're currently architected is it has to rebuild everything each time there's a change. Now they're working on that at Gatsby, and I think Netlify is working on that. So there's workarounds for it, but It's a different way of doing things. Trying to see. This was a site that I had at one point. I can't remember even. You can sort of see some of the same themes that I've been working on. So this is SAS Quickly. I was gonna do a blog, but I never continued with it. So those are both hosted on Versal, and Versal's pretty nice because you just you type in your CLI, you type now. Hold on, let me get a CD projects, CD grocery list. You would just say now, and it would upload it. We can try that and see. Zeesh command now. What? They changed that. So the other thing that this uses is something called continuous deployment. So what Netlify and Versal can do is you enable this Git integration anytime it sees like a change on a specific. Yes, you should learn about Git. So. Trying to think. There's a bunch of really good resources on it. Trying to think of. Can't think of the name of the company. Developer. Big dev shops in Raleigh. It was in Durham. There's part of the problem that you have. Say we're both working on the same program, and we both open the same file. If we did that, and you made changes and I made changes, how do you reconcile which changes should be chosen? So that's one of the things that that Git really affords you, is ways to reconcile changes. Well, you couldn't go wrong with this Traversy Media. He explains things really well, and you can see, his has 1.8 million views. I'll link that in the chat for you. Gotta go get ready for work soon. So that's something you should definitely learn. Not to mention, like, once you start thinking of things as information, as something that can exist in a repository, I'll show you, like, I need to upload. That's why these. So, let me close down some of this and I can show you clear. Get, one line. I always forget the syntax. There's a lot of commands with it. Get graph one line. Get log. There we go. So this is every change that I've made in terms of, or this is recent changes. Every change that I've made in terms of significant changes in the application. So, there's my first commit right there. A commit is where you say, okay, at this point in time, I'm done working on this. And it's like a save point. It's like playing a game. You keep going forwards and then you do something wrong. Well, you can revert to go back to that commit. If you and I are playing the same game, we're playing from the same game file, so not like an online game. And you go and you kill the wrong guy or you destroy a car or something, and then I do something different, and those don't match up, well, then we can merge those two and we can select, okay, we'll let what you did on that stay the same and you'll let what I did on this stay the same. We merge it, and then you get something like this where, part of this branch went out and then I had to bring it back in. But since I'm the only one working on this is mostly linear. This doesn't show any of the reversions because sometimes, what I thought was going to work didn't work, so I go back and just start over. I think I did that a few times with this. But, I mean, you can see the history of it, and if you go to GitHub where this repository is stored, you're able to download my app and run it on your own computer. You may need to install some things, but that's what Git does. It allows multiple people to work on the same thing. It creates save points. You can do things called pull requests, where instead of working on the master main branch, I've left mine called master, but there's a push in the industry to change that name out. But instead of leaving it on the main branch, you work on a different branch. So got level 5, working on level 5. And then you can use a pull request to pull that into the main branch, which is considered the branch that the app is. That's what the app is that is running. So that's like a crash course, but that video is gonna explain a lot more. This message. Here's a developer I follow, Swizik Taylor. I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff out there. I would still consider development, but like, okay, so here's the history. 3 commits yesterday, 3 the other one. Like, even stupid stuff. I put that I was peacocking the website, and that's basically just these colors that are on the outside. That has nothing to do with how the website runs, but if you pulled this up and you used VS Code, yours would show up in this color too. So let's change the color again. That's an awful one. So we'll go with that, and that's updated it. So if you were to pull this up in your system, here's the old colors and here's the new ones, and say nope, I want to go back to them. All I have to do is discard the changes, and it's funny. I mean, developers have a funny sense of humor. It's like peacocking is a word for that they use in picking up girl circles. So um, a guy might wear like a silly hat or something like that just to draw attention to himself. Um, so that's what that's about. um, see, about 5 more minutes. Yeah, let's see. Urban Dictionary. Probably gonna get in trouble for this. Urban Dictionary peacocking means dressing for attention, like the peacock's use of their feathers to get a mate. Meant to opening up a girl easier. It's just, oh man. Wonder what Sigmund Freud would say about that. Okay. It'll be a while before, like, if you start using Git, you won't get into this stuff. But okay, so here's a really good example. It looks like they've got several branches going along. Like maybe they had 4 developers or working on it, or different things, and then they merged them all together right here. When sometimes a feature might be log in, log out. In my case, I did that all myself. But if we had 4 people working on it, because we were actually doing, there was a lot of stuff that goes into it, roles and stuff, and each person took something, then you would need to pull that all in together and make sure that it was one feature that went in. So it's like a way of classifying things, and working together. And like you can okay, so here's something. When you get into university, there's like groups of people that will use Google Docs all together, taking notes at the same time, and then share those notes all together. Like that wasn't a thing when I was at university, but that's a thing that's possible now. So if you get like a tight knit group, you can, everybody's contributing, and you may not understand what they said, but maybe someone else did, and you take it all in together better. So nice. That wasn't even a possibility when I was in school. There weren't Google. Man, I'm old. Google Docs wasn't a thing. um, you definitely couldn't share it, even like when it first came out. Um, one of the other advantages of Versal and also Netlify, they're kind of the same. They have some features on the outside that make them a little bit different, but they're kind of aimed towards the same goal mainly. But it scales automatically. I think they also put it on a CDN, which stands for Content Delivery Network. So, for instance, if I put up a site and people start looking at it in Europe, well, then they'll move it both here in the US and in Europe. So your user experience would be similar. So there's a huge advantage with that. So let's see if the Google has some Redwood Versal. Anything's come up yet? Oh, here we go. At runtime at Redwood Versal. So this is one of those pull requests that I'm talking about. So here's like an example of, you know, someone's reviewing what's in there. Okay, so this has been in there for a little bit. That was in June. Um, but he noticed that there was still some like, you saw me doing console log to figure out my thing, or to figure out the app. Um, um, so he noticed that there was some stray stuff left in there. All right. So these have been people who've approved it. Ooh, wait, I saw something. Redwood deleted. They delete the example. Okay, so they updated the build command. This PR updates the build command. David Price, it also uses. Which. I gotta go after this. If you want, you can share it with me. I'd love to check out what you're doing, and I suggest you start putting it in Git. You can make it private, if you're not, if you don't want to like share it, but I'd like to see what you're working on, because I tried Flutter a while ago, but it's been a while. Okay, let's send another tweet. Yeah, do it once you've had some sleep, because it it to be honest, it sort of changes how I think about things in the real world as well. Like, um, some things are like repositories of information, and you update them iteratively. So it's a good way of thinking about things, and obviously, it's had a huge impact on the industry. Git's what has sort of taken over, but it's something that, like, you have to know as a developer. So plus if you ever lose your computer, which I've lost 2 computers, committing this stuff frequently will save your butt. Um, plus, if you make a change like 3 commits ago that actually was the cause of a problem, you can review the changes. Like sometimes you're messing with stuff and you break the authentication. If you don't have tests, you don't know that you've broken it, and you may need to refer back to the last time that authentication was affected. So I'm just gonna keep going to authentication as my example every time. So, um, but definitely check it out. It will be something that'll even help you in how you think about stuff if you go into the aerospace engineering. So, but with that, I need to go get ready for work. So I work night shift. So, yay, got my cold brew coffee here. Have a good night, Adam. Thanks for watching. And this might be my next thing, is trying to figure out how to get it on Vercel. Because that would be pretty cool, and it would be easy to... You can buy domains on here, and it would be easy to go from there. So, anyways, it's Chris Ellis. You can follow me on Twitter at SlingingDivs. My website is chrisellis.dev. It's in the about section down here. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and I will catch y'all next time. Take care. See you, Adam.